Hi everyone, welcome back to Free Code Tutor again. Today in this video we are going to understand about JavaScript closure. So I'll open my Visual Studio Code editor. Here you can see that I have taken one basic template of HTML file, and here I have inserted this script tag, and inside this script tag I am going to write all the functions related to this closure. Now, before we start coding, I am guessing that you all have the basic idea about JavaScript variables and also its scopes. So, if I am saying a local scope for a variable, that means that variable is declared under a function. So, I will declare a function over here. So, function local scope, and inside this function I am having a variable x, which value is like 5 for the moment. Now, as you can understand, we can only have access of this x variable only inside this functional block, and if we want to access some variable outside this functional block, then we have to take variables globally. So I'll simply copy this variable x and paste over here, and we assign a value to x is 0. Now this is a global variable which can be accessed throughout this script. Now there is one other kind of functional scope, that is if we don't declare any var or let or constant. That means if you declare something like that, in this case this x is an object of window object. So from window we can access this x. Now to understand closure, we need to have some idea on these variables and how this work, and for understanding I am going to create one function which is like incrementing value of this x. So I'll take a variable over here and I'll change this function name to increment x, and inside this function I'll simply increment this x by 1. So plus equals to 1, which will increment this x by 1. Now I will call this function couple of times so that we can see how this number is being incremented. So let's copy this function like 3-4 times. So I have copied it to 4 times. Now I'll provide one console.log so that we can understand how this is working, and we'll simply copy this x over here, x, and then let's go back to our browser and check how this is working. So I'll refresh my browser, and as you can see, this x from 0 has been incremented to 4 because we are calling this increment x 4 times. Now in this solution we are having one kind of problem, which is like this x is accessed through as a global variable. So this x can be changed or to increment or decrement value some other functions also, which we don't want to have that facility. So for that solution is to have a local variable. For that I'll simply copy this variable inside my function, and let's go to our browser and check how this is working. So if I refresh this, as you can see x is 0. It is simply because we are having x as global variable and we are incrementing the value of x which is inside this local variable. So this x is referring this x, not this global x. So that's why in globally we are seeing x equals to 0. Now what we can do, we can remove this x from here, and to print or to see this value of x I am going to define another function. As you can understand, this console.log will not work because there is no global variable outside this functional scope, and that's why it will return some undefined or some error in our browser. So to avoid this error, I'm going to removing all these lines from here and want to declare another function. So function my func equals to, I'm going to print this x to some HTML element. So I'll take one HTML element like span, which is having a id, like id is my span, and inside this I'm going to print this my span, print this x value. So for that I'll type simply document dot get element by id, and then I'll call the id over here my span, and then I will simply type inner HTML, which is equals to this increment x function. And to print this x I need to return it from here, so return x as like this, and then I need a button over here to print this, so I'll take a button, and on this button I'll simply type on click, and I'll call this my func over there. Alright, now let's go back to our browser again and see how this is working. So I'm clicking on this button, but as you can see it has incremented only one times, not other times. It is because we are every time we are assigning x to 0, which is the initial value, and from this x it is returning x plus 1. Now to solve this kind of scenario we need to have some JavaScript inner functions which can solve this, and as you know all functions have access to the global scope. In fact in JavaScript all functions have access to the scope above them. So JavaScript supports nested functions. Nested functions have access to the scope above them. In this example we are going to take one inner function, and that is going to have access to the x variable in the parent function. So let's type some inner function over here. So right now x is equals to 0, and here I'll type another function. I'll type it like inner func or function, and in this function I'm going to simply return this x plus equals to 1, and then I'm going to call this function inside this function, I mean this increment x function, like this, and after that I'm going to return this x. Now I will call this function in a HTML element to check how this is working, and right now I don't need this my func anymore, and I'll remove this button also, and here I simply type like document dot get element by id, which is again my span, and then I'm going to type inner HTML equals to this time the whole function as it is returning this x. Alright, now let's go back to our browser and let's check how this is behaving. So refresh, and there you can see it has incremented 1 from 0 to 1. Now this kind of function could have solved the issue what we are looking forward if we could reach the inner function from the outside of this function, and we also need to find a way to execute x equals to 0 only once. So in that case we need a closure, a JavaScript closure. Now to write a JavaScript closure I want to go back to my previous example where I had a button and also this span, so I'll simply type some undo from here like Ctrl+Z. Alright, this is the previous function what we had written. Now I will modify this function little bit. So first of all I'll take a kind of variable which is like a function. So variable increment x equals to a function I'll type function outside of this parenthesis, and inside this function I'm going to have this x, and we don't need to return all this stuff, and instead of uh, function inner func, it will simply be a function which is going to be returned. So return function, and which is basically incrementing this x, and also we are returning from this function this x. Few points to note down over here. As you can see, we are returning a function from this function which is increment x, and inside this function we are returning what we want to check, what in this case we are returning this x which has been incremented in this return function. That's all about this kind of closure function, and we need to execute this function whenever we call this increment x. So for that I'll simply type one more bracket over here, and then I'll end this bracket, and initially I'll call this function. So this is kind of function we call like a self-invoking function. So this is the kind of function what we are writing right now. And now in this document.get element by id, which is like my span, is going to be this function called. So I have called this function over here. Now let's go back to our browser and let's see how this is working. I'll refresh. We have a click button over here. Now I am clicking this button over and over again, and it is incrementing this value. So that's all about this JavaScript closure, guys. I hope you have understood what is closure now, and this will help you a lot in your future programming. And thanks for watching this video, and I really appreciate your being with these videos. Thank you guys. Alright guys, that's all about this use effect, and thanks for watching this video. We'll see in our next class.